Japanese and German units.
Yes. Alright, let's see. Let us start the game now.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how Obi is going to use the Japanese to their team's advantage in terms of supporting the Germans or vice versa.
Yeah, because he's the odd one out.
Yeah.
I'd
So
like to see
maybe
how him being the diverse person in their team will see how he can use his unique units to support his own team.
Maybe he's going to be providing like cheap meat shielder sort of suicide charger infantry to cover the Germans, while the Germans bring out some more elite troops and using MG42 to suppress the Allies.
Right, we see that there's the Soviet team is starting out with Marines and Shocks. Well, mostly Marines, but this is what I expected. Shock Troopers and Marines. Very good for the early game. The Shock Troopers
will be good for middle.
Yeah.
In the middle point, there's a house. It's rather close quarter combat. So Shock Troopers, for people who don't know, have body armor. So they actually get like body armor, very primitive, but makes them more
less prone to grenades.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they take less damage. But on the flip side, they're a bit slower. So if you compare them to the Marines, they run really slow. So they'll get to the middle point relatively slower. I'm surprised that Wild didn't get the shock assault troops because the shock assault troops get a flamethrower.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Machine gunner.
That flamethrower really comes in handy, especially against infantry.
And what do we see from the German side, the Axis?
What we see from the German side is mostly Volksgrenadiers. Let's see. There's the suicide chargers on the left from Obi. They're way in there because they're super fast. On the right side, we have Sturm Grenadiers, pretty standard, and Volksgrenadier, Sturm, I believe. Yeah. Lots of STGs on their right side and east.
And we see the first engagements occurring between 321's Marines and OB's suicide charge. And 321 is splitting up his forces and using grenades to counter, while OB kind of grouped up his suicide chargers. And suicide chargers have really low health, so grenades are great counters, especially if they're bunched up.
I see on mid, they all just seem to walk into the point, so they get gunned down by Wildstyle's SMG squad, well, Shock squad, I mean. And now he's going in to squeeze these Germans out of here and secure the point.
More suicide charges rushing down on the side point against 321. But 321 has a great fire line. And here we can see the difference between a larger map choosing Japan and what we saw just now on Town is that on flatter maps you can set up lines of fires and supporting fire to support each unit, and it's a lot more difficult for suicide chargers to run across open field with little cover, limiting their effectiveness.
Yeah. See here a Gaz AA from 321. Very good against Japan as well because he's spamming suicide charges, and currently he doesn't have anything really to deal with this. So that's just gonna mow down his suicide chargers as they rush in.
Yeah, we don't see any form of AT rifles or 20 mils from the Japanese player. So currently it's pretty brutal out there, especially in the open field.
And they're just gonna get gunned down unless they find some cover.
Yeah, and really cool if you start looking at the Russian side from their spawn, all three players have bought a 2SP charge, which is just like 3 squads of really cheap conscript and riflemen.
Are they
So it's like
conscripts? I thought they were SMG squads.
I
Or
think they
no,
got some like
I'm
Mosins.
not sure. Mosins. Oh.
Yeah, so lots of Mosins, SMGs, some grenades. It's a great meat shield unit. So it looks like the Russian team is very coordinated. Their buys are very synchronized. And they're just really looking to repeat what they achieved in the last game, which is to spend all their points early and really get that map control.
Yeah, to get an early victory as fast as they can. Now we see over here, with 3-2-1 unopposed, he's making a push to kind of help Wildstyle squeeze out these Germans out of the outer point to get just one more point to easily end the game.
Yes. Yeah, and we see Eknan has quietly actually been working on his flank and securing the back point. Doing a really great job there.
Yeah, I see they have to, the Germans now have to walk all the way over here by the edge to really not get gunned down as they try to reach the point.
Yeah, or also be encircled and pushed into spawn. So great job by Michael Smith here to really attempt to create a front line instead of bottling in and getting attacked from all angles.
Yeah, they certainly don't want another scenario like last game. Well, it seems that they have decapped that one point which I was talking about, but this Flakverling is gonna stop them from doing so, from capping the point any further. See that Obi is still sending in suicide charges, but they're gonna get. He has them clumped up, so they're very prone to grenades, and they're gonna get destroyed real quick.
Yeah,
if
thinking
they don't.
about trades in that last engagement, 3-2-1 lost one Marine and took out maybe 75% of a suicide charge on some just on the MP side. That was a great trade for 3-2-1.
Oh, definitely. And now we see the SSD coming in.
Yep.
Hopefully that should be able to at least push 3-2-1 out of this point.
Yep.
And we will see if 3-2-1 has anything to kill that SSD, any AT bazookas or anything. He looks like he has a flamethrower.
Bring up a flamethrower.
Yeah, he's gonna
trying
burn
to beat
out
the
engine.
SSD in his own game. Yeah. I was
just
feeling that
waiting
the
for
SSD
it.
might win though.
It has more range than the SSD.
It does.
So
it does.
hopefully he can burn the engine fast. No, I don't think so.
He gives up his life for it.
We're gonna have to see.
Yeah.
No, I think that wasn't enough. And now we see the 20 mils coming from the Japanese player. Shooting the cows a little bit.
The Russian players have anything currently to deal with the 20 mils, the Fackerling, the German 20 mil, and the SSD.
Currently we see 3-2-1 buying a T60 to try and kill that SSD coming into the front lines. But on the left hand side with Eknan, he is going pretty deep. Looks like he's dealt with most of Michael Smith's squad initially to try and stop him to encircle it, but he is attempting right now to try and get this flag drilling,
Yeah.
and most definitely might be unsuccessful in doing so.
No regards for the life of his men. Just
Yes.
trying to charge. And now we see from the Russians, looking at their menu, that their T-34 76 platoon is coming out in a minute. So we'll see if they choose to buy that. And this would really diversify what they have on the field right now, which is mainly infantry, and bring out some tougher armor, would be able to deal with the Axis sides, 20mm SSD, and other replacements.
Wild sending in a BA-64. I think that's gonna get gunned down with a flag drilling. It's right next to it, but it is killing some infantry, which is good. Getting some value for it.
Yeah, and the Japanese player here, Obi, bringing out the dual Chiha 74, which is an SP buy,
The
special
bonsai
point
one?
buy. Yep, the bonsai. I'm not sure if he knows to unload the troops, because sitting on top of the tanks are some tension paratroopers, which are some of Japan's
Best
really
units.
elite infantry. So those are a great asset. So he needs to make sure that he takes them off.
Preferably before he gets into the front line, so that
Yeah.
he can have him prone down and support his tanks. But we see right now 321 finally dealt with that SSD with his
Yeah,
T60.
and like I predicted, look at the Russian spawn,
Yep.
just the hordes. Looks like all three players got the T-34 platoon, so that's 9 of them. Yeah, and
9,
we
yep.
see Eknan here. It actually investing in veteran tank crew to switch out the gutter seat for his T-34s, and that will increase the accuracy.
I believe by a considerable amount.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, so we see here in like the competitive scene that players really opt to choose early pressure instead of saving for some big tanks such as the IS-2 or heavy artillery.
yeah. Because usually you want to win as fast as you can before anything can really, stop your momentum. And we see here Wild Style trying to get this Chiha 47, and he is taking out those station paratroopers out of his tank, making sure that they don't die by MG fire. Now he has a Honi 3-2, so we might see if he will be able to get rid of some of these T-34s, but 321's T-34 is looking down Obi's Honi 3, and
Yeah.
we'll see if he'll be able to get that.
Yeah, I really like your point about momentum just now, about how the Russian players are really not letting up on
Yeah.
putting pressure. They could have easily sat back, took down the middle 3 points, and just played defense. But they really understood that they had the advantage with the charge SP buy, and now they're putting on even more pressure with the T-34s. So an armored push right now after the infantry. So we see the Honi 3 trying to, and Chihas trying to engage the T-34s. I'm not sure if the Axis team did this, but a small detail that would really help them was Germany buying a veteran tank crew squad and give it to the Japanese player, because the Japanese don't get veteran tank crew, and so
Yeah.
the tanks are generally less accurate. So by doing so, Japanese players would be able to would have a better chance of standing up against this armored push.
Yeah, we see here that the game might end Um, and pretty sure team This Game Sucks is gonna net this game for their second win and advance to the semifinals. There we go, that's a GG.
That's GG. Yeah. So what do you think of the game, the two games?
It was fast, but that's what I expected. Like I said, what you call it, in order to win the game, you really have to ramp up your momentum.
Enemy infantry, or no, that might.
I think it's not gonna be able to take this shit. We already got it, right? Got it now. On me. Oh my god! This is such.
Hey, we got a hostile truck to the south. See?
Oh, he's bottom left.
Whoa!